Okay, guys. We're gonna have to talk about this because um, obviously you can tell from the title. There's just certain people online that are just literally a piece of shit. To be honest, um, Final Fantasy 13. Um, when people are playing Clear Obscure Expedition 33, they didn't want to mention Final Fantasy 13 or 12, right? Hell, they barely even mention 10. You do these motherfuckers, these YouTubers. I'm gonna tell you this. You do realize there's part of the fan base of Final Fantasy that really didn't give a fuck about Final Fantasy 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and 9, and 10. They liked a little bit of 10 actually. I gotta misconstrue that. But all of these things I mentioned 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, what they all have in common. What they all have in common. I'll tell you how much what is it? I'll tell you the Final Fantasy games I enjoy, obviously. But this is about Final Fantasy 13. I guess I have to title it Final Fantasy 13 versus Clay Obscure or some shit. I don't know how to title this video. But we'll find out. We'll find out. I'll just say this right now. If you're talking shit about Final Fantasy 13, then apparently you can't play, apparently you can't play Earthbound, the original Earthbound, because that has an auto attack option for you to put. You don't have to do it. Just like in Final Fantasy 13. There's an option for you in that game for you to go to auto battle. If not, you don't have to do it. You can literally just go to the fucking options menu, you lazy fuck, and literally just switch it to, I don't know, abilities. So you can choose attack or haste or anything like that. What you have to do in battle. Why is that so hard for you? Oh, but it's so tempting. Then you know what? Then guess what? You cannot, you have to satisfy your temptations. You're not mature enough to literally stop your for crying out loud. If you were fucking a druggie and people told you to stop, you still fucking do it. You're so fucking tempted. This is what I'm talking about, man. Seriously, if you have a complaint with the what is it, auto system, the auto attack in Final Fantasy 13, then get the fuck out of this channel. Seriously, I could talk so much shit, to be quite honest, to you, and how dumb you fucking are. Seriously. But I'll just mention this. All you have to do is go to the options menu and switch that shit. If that's too hard for you, and you feel tempted of using the auto battle, then guess what? Then everything's gonna be... You can't literally live life. You can't live life. Seriously, anything that you're like, oh man, I got that. I need that. Seriously, man, something's fucking wrong with you, man. And look, Dragon Quest IV, by the fifth chapter, guess what happens? It starts out like a regular turn-based RPG, but then it goes to what Final Fantasy 13 did. You characters fight all by themselves, and you can control only one character. Yes, you could command your other party members, like in 13, but God forbid that's a bad thing, right? There's other RPGs that I'm sure that have done that before and after 13, but you guys don't talk about it, don't you? Why wouldn't you, right? Why wouldn't you? Because you have that stupid fucking mindset of like, hey, having party members is considered turn-based. You can't play Dragon Quest 1. When I hear this shit, I'm like, you can't play Dragon Quest 1. Because you only have one party, and you're going to complain like a little bitch. You don't have other party members. Grow the fuck up. Then you can't play freaking Crisis Core Final Fantasy 7 because you only play as Zack. Oh, I want to play as Cloud. I want to play as Tifa and Aerith. But too fucking bad. That's his story. That's his story. Not these people's other story that we already know that we already got from Final Fantasy 7. So play that one instead. Or play the shitty fucking goddamn remake. That some of you guys could agree with. That the Final Fantasy stuff and Final Fantasy 15 and 16 are just not worth it. But when it comes to 12, And 13, that's when I literally have to dust my hands and tell some of you guys that act this way, you guys are dumb as shit. You don't have to like the game, that's fine. But if you say it's complete trash, there's a whole bunch of fucking fan bases out here that will literally heal you and would just ignore your ass because they're mature enough to not listen to your stupid fucking opinion. Yeah, I said it, I don't give a shit. You can't play Dragon Quest IV, you can't play Dragon Quest I. You can't. Oh, Dragon Quest 1 is too hard. Oh, Dragon Quest 1 is boring because it takes such a long time to level grind. It takes me an hour just to get to... It takes me like 4 or 5 hours to get to level 5. It gets worse. I hope you know that. You can't play Dragon Quest, man. You can't play Dragon Quest. You can't play Dragon Quest. And what's this video inspiration about? From a YouTuber. He does a Twitch streaming. But I'm not even going to call his name out. You probably should know who it is. There's so many people that are talking about Expedition 33. I'm sure you know who it is. You should not talk shit about Final Fantasy 13 when there's literally people talking shit about Expedition 33. When people are looking at the gameplay and literally like, this is Game of the Year? And then your whole stupid mindset of like, hey, Square Enix hasn't made realistic graphics with turn-based style. Yes, they have. It's called Final Fantasy 13. The only difference is that it's a HD quality anime style, not like Persona. Persona is full-fledged anime, while Final Fantasy has that manga look style. But it's still, but they made it, at least in Final Fantasy 13, they made it more hyper HD realism, basically. And if you want to complain about that, then look at Princess Peach. Princess Peach has a fucking body of Jessica Rabbit, and her head is a fucking cartoon. You don't see her in Smash Brothers when she has a body of a woman, but her head is a cartoon? Am I the only one that notices this, or you fucking stupid people on the internet just want to be like, oh, you only say that because you get a rock hard on this and that? No, you just don't want to listen. You just don't want to fucking listen. And that's why I have a problem with some of you people that apparently love turn-based RPGs. No, you don't. You don't like turn-based RPGs. You like what something that is popular and is big in your eyes destroys other turn-based RPGs gameplay style. Then you can't play Final Fantasy VII, the original. Then you can't play Final Fantasy 1 and 2 and 3. Seriously. And going back to Final Fantasy 1, 2, and 3, apparently some of you guys forgot, because I just realized this like a few days ago and stuff like, not a few days ago, like months ago. When I was at the hotel and all that stuff, before I came back to my house and shit like that. Final Fantasy, people that love the gameplay from Final Fantasy 1 through 3 hate the ATB system in 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So how do you think they fucking goddamn feel? I don't hear them complaining with Final Fantasy 13 or 12. It's only people that played Final Fantasy 4 through 10. And even not then, what was it, 4 through 9? Or not even, just play 7, and then that's it. 7 or 8, and then that's it. There, that's my Final Fantasy. That's how it is, and that's how it should be. What? Final Fantasy 9 is what? Paying homage to the classics? Huh? Let me see. Oh, it's that medieval bullshit. That's one of the reasons why I never played Final Fantasy to begin with. Because that medieval bullshit. You can't play... It's funny, too, because Expedition 33 literally plays as homage to Final Fantasy 13. You fucking idiots. No, it doesn't. Yes, it does. What do you think the break meter is from? You fucking idiots. The break meter is a stagger system that is from Final Fantasy 13. Oh, wow, well, at least they grabbed one mechanic that was good. Oh, so you admit that the mechanic in Final Fantasy 13 is good? I thought you said the game was shit. See, you can't fucking fool around like that shit. You can't fucking play around with that shit. Because I'm going to fucking call you out. I don't give a shit who you are. Nah, man, I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. This is a great fucking game, and now there's some people out here that just want to divide more of the fan base of turn-based RPGs or RPGs in general. If you like action RPGs, cool. If you like turn-based RPGs, cool. If you like both, cool. If you like, look, I know some people like Final Fantasy 16 and the 15 and then the 7 remakes. I'd rather not touch the fucking remakes again. I'd rather play 16 or freaking Forspoken, and people talk shit about that game to death. I want to play those games than the fucking Final Fantasy 7 remake and Rebirth. I say that right now. Alright, and I think a lot of people on the internet will probably agree with me. Because no one's not going to play that fan fiction bullshit when you have a perfect story already made from the original Final Fantasy 7. Then you want to then Square Enix, the dumbasses that they all, this is not actually the Final Fantasy 7 that you've grown to love. This is what we always wanted, and this is the definitive edition, basically. And the one that you enjoyed as a kid on the regular PS1 is the bad ending, is the tragic ending, the terrible ending, is the bullshit ending, basically, in Square Enix's eyes. That's not the ending you wanted. Look, if you want me to get close to what I'm talking about to a YouTuber that's been talking about some Final Fantasy stuff, he's not the only one. There's other people that are the same way. You know? Like, that's again, going back, Dragon Quest IV has the same element. I'll just say the last name, Weebs. So, again, I got nothing against the guy. There's some good points that he pointed out and stuff like that, and other YouTubers do the same thing too. But when they go all out to Final Fantasy 13, and I'm like, not even go all out, they talk shit about this game to the point that they think it's literally, they think they killed its own mother or fucking doggy. Who shat on your cereal and who shat on your bed? Oh, don't blame the game because Square Enix decided to just do something dumb in your eyes, even though when the game came out, no one didn't really talk shit about it. And then over time, when people would think about it more, some people would just, you hear some people talking shit about it, and then all of a sudden everyone just joined in. I never got the hate for Final Fantasy 13. I could understand the flaws with Final Fantasy 13, with the whole series and stuff. But if you tell me that it's bad, then apparently, motherfucker, you haven't seen anything that's worse than this. Have you played Hook on the NES? No? Then shut the fuck up. Have you played Lego Batman on the 3DS? What? Exactly. Shut the fuck up. Because those games are trash. 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 It is funny, too, that I've played some RPG games that probably not my style or probably not my cup of tea to play, but I still enjoyed them. And some of them I haven't beaten because there's so many RPGs out there, but I pick RPG games I do want to play and actually want to beat. You know? That I see value in, obviously. And someone is going to give an excuse saying that, well, Square Enix has never remastered Final Fantasy 13. So you know that means, so you know that so you know that's how bad it is. And that makes no fucking sense. That makes no fucking sense. When this fucking company comes out of nowhere and goes like, oh, what about Final Fantasy 13 remake? And so many fucking idiots around here are like, oh yeah, remake everything, yes, yes, yes. And then some idiots around here that don't like 13 will be like, well, this should be a remaster and fix everything and everything like that. Why? Why? So you want the same bullshit that you get from fucking from 13? I mean, for fucking Final Fantasy 7 remake? Are you serious? You want the same bullshit from that remake to go to Final Fantasy 13 remake? Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. It's just gonna be fucking fan fiction. And then you're going to look at the regular 13 and be like, man, I was so harsh on this. No shit! I love this game ever since it came out. Again, does it have flaws? Yes, like 13 too. The ending. What the fuck? And then in the beginning too, when you decide to be like, yeah, a portal opens, the lightning goes right through it. Again, stupid, too stupid stuff. But at least we got a fun game out of it. Just because a game does two stupid things, yes, it could break someone's not immersion, because really you're playing a turn-based RPG. What immersion you looking for, you dumb motherfucker? It's breaking my immersion. Then play some Call of Duty, you dumb bitch. Seriously. It's like playing Mario RPG and then you're pressing the buttons and you're being like, oh, it's killing my immersion. Go fuck yourself. Like, these YouTubers and Twitch streamers, some of them, not all of them, they are just lazy. They're lazy. No, you're lazy. Can you play Dragon Quest 1 without complaining that there's no extra party members, and then you complain saying that, oh, that's not how turn-based is? Yes, it is. Turn-based is when you take turn to hit another enemy. Not to take turns is when you have other party members. That's different. Have you ever realized that the reason you have party members in your group is to actually defeat the enemy a little faster, or certain parties that have certain abilities can take a certain enemy down? That's why you have multiple party members. Not because, oh, when I think about turn-based RPGs, I think about multiple characters. No, it's not like that, you fucking idiot. I didn't know turn-based was like that. Yes, some RPGs have multiple characters and stuff like that. But again, going back, not every RPG has multiple characters. Again, going back, Dragon Quest 1 does not have multiple characters. It's one character. And it's still turn-based RPG. Final Fantasy 13 is still turn-based RPG. I don't give a shit what you say. Go fuck yourself. It's still turn-based RPG. Don't tell me Dragon Quest 1 is turn-based RPG when you look at 13 and then you don't say the same thing. You guys are idiots. And then when Final Fantasy, and then when Dragon Quest, when Dragon Quest 1 does that, you guys don't care for it. Like, you guys don't even mind it. Or even when Dragon Quest 4 does it, when you play like turn-based style in the beginning, and then all of a sudden when you get to the 5th chapter, automatically it goes like Final Fantasy 13 route gameplay. What are you gonna do? Bitch? Of course you're gonna bitch about it. Of course you're gonna bitch about it. But that game came out first before 13. You scumbag douchebag. And guess what? You can play modern Dragon Quest games. You can play it like that now. You don't have to fucking work with your party members if you don't want to. But that's an option. Because they refine the command system to the point that, hey, if you just want to lay back, relax, then you could do that. I'm sorry that there's turn-based RPGs that want you to feel that way. I'm sorry. Maybe for you want to have every RPG out here that busts your ass and has 20 plus hours of gameplay to the point that you probably would never beat it. And if you do, then okay, cool, but don't complain to other people when literally they haven't beaten it, because it's either too long or it's just life and shit like that. That's why some people go to RPGs that are short, like Expedition 33. Even what is it? Are you going to complain with Final Fantasy Legends? Because the characters are not that fleshed out and shit. And then they have a face like this, like they're a fucking zombie. Again, I love Expedition 33. I love Final Fantasy 13. I love Final Fantasy 9 to death. I love fucking Final Fantasy 9 to death. I love Final Fantasy 6. I love Final Fantasy 1 and 2. Yeah, I said it. It's funny that I mentioned this in a video not that long ago, that Final Fantasy 2 was ahead of its time with your type of weapons and stuff like that. How can you upgrade your character and stuff like that? But no, people talk shit about it, and then when I explain it to my friend is just like, that's how regular RPGs do it nowadays. And I'm like, yeah, I know. These RPGs can do it, but once people play Final Fantasy 2, they're like, this is shit. This is crap. It's stupid. Then why are you playing this game then? Why are you playing this game? If you never liked it, if you played Expedition 33 for a bit and you didn't like it at all, then why are you still continuing playing it? There's games that I have played that I was just like, I'm not gonna play this again. Good example, Kingdom Hearts 3. You think I'm gonna play that shit again? No. I'm gonna play up to Kingdom Hearts all the way up to Dream Drop Distance. Because all of those games are fun. And I love the characters. But what do I fucking know, right? What do I fucking know? Right? Some idiot around here is going to be like, you're just a Kingdom Hearts fan and shit like that. Or Kingdom Hearts fanatic or some shit. Just because I said that I like Kingdom Hearts. But once I mentioned I like Final Fantasy VII, everyone's like, Final Fantasy 1, Final Fantasy 2, Final Fantasy 3, Final Fantasy 4, Final Fantasy 5, Final Fantasy 6, Final Fantasy 7, Final Fantasy 8, oh, Final Fantasy 9, oh, that fucking furry shit. Final Fantasy 10, oh, that, oh yeah, I make fun of it too, but come on guys, really? I make fun of it. The reason I make fun of it is because it's just funny. You guys make fun of it mainly because you guys are good about it. Seriously. And then you'd be like, there it is. That's when the game is shit. No, that is when you're a piece of shit. And you should fucking goddamn leave and not play these games anymore. You call yourself a turn-based RPG fan, but yet you're not appreciating the craft or appreciating some of the gameplay. The story cannot be good, or the characters could not be good, but did you listen to the soundtrack? Or did you play the gameplay? It's funny that people that talk shit about 13 never mention the soundtrack. Why? Because the soundtrack literally tells them, go fuck yourself. I put Expedition 33 soundtrack right next to Final Fantasy 13 soundtrack. That's how good these both soundtracks are to me. And if you got a problem with it, too fucking bad. I like the soundtrack to 8 and 9 than 7. I like the soundtrack to 6 better than 7. 7 is not a bad soundtrack. It has good stuff. But if you tell me 8 is not... If you tell me 7 soundtrack is better than 8 or 9... or 13... Yeah, okay. H.C. Bailey said it best. Seriously. A Born Anew, when you fight Orphan in Final Fantasy 13, that theme, Born Anew, even H.C. Bailey said it. It is better than One Winged Angel. And it is. It's better than One Winged Angel. Better than Dancing Mad? Fuck no. No one can beat Dancing Mad. Not even Expedition 33 can beat Dancing Mad. And that soundtrack is fire as shit, the Expedition 33. It is. That soundtrack is fire. But I'm always gonna compare soundtracks to literally, especially good soundtracks to like Final Fantasy 6 a little bit, but or especially Born Anew and Dancing Mad, you know. There is another I believe there is a theme. I mean, a battle theme in this game of Expedition 33 that literally destroys One Winged Angel also. So it's like Dancing Mad, Born Anew, Expedition 33, one of the tracks, I forgot what's the name right now, as of right now. And then it's One Winged Angel. You know? Again, these tracks are not bad, but if you're going to tell me personally, it's this, and that, basically. One Winged Angel is like the last tier for me. Like, at one point it was high on my list, but now it's diminished over the years because so many other games have came out. And that's not a bad thing. That should be a good thing. That we're getting better soundtracks more and more and more with these games. And then let me talk about the gameplay of Expedition 33 and Final Fantasy 13. They're both different styles, and they both do different things. And do I have to, again? Do I have to mention the fucking Dragon Quest 4 gameplay of how they changed it in the 5th act? I don't have to say it again. I've said it like freaking probably 5 times already. Maybe you should get the gut out of your fucking ear and fucking goddamn listen. You know? So, I'm just seeing this right now as some people just acting stupid. All because this game came out, and I love this game. I love Expedition 33 to death. Obviously, I'm in the 3rd act. I haven't been in the game and stuff like that. But it is good. It's a good game. It's worthy of playing. It's worthy to put in your collection of RPG games. You know? But if you're going to tell me 13 is crap, okay, 13 is crap. What's your favorite Final Fantasy game? 7, that's crap. Oh, but the moment of Eric dying, yeah, that's crap. Everyone has seen it. Even people that have seen the fucking, even the people that haven't played the game have seen it, and they're like, it's just some auto fucking dying. That's the same thing you see in Expedition 33. You see what I'm talking about? You see, I could be cold and ruthless as you are. All right, I don't give a shit. All right. It's because people want to be stupid. People just want to be stupid. Alright? And people are going to freaking look at me and be like, oh, so you really think that air scene is complete crap? No. It's a good moment. But of course I'm going to say stuff like that if some of you YouTubers out here are fucking acting dumb like a piece of shit that you are. Again, going back, there's people that play some Final Fantasy games and they stopped after 3 because they hated what they did with 4. And 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 9 because they hate the ATB system. They're not saying the games are bad, they just hate the ATB system. And I don't hear them complain about the ATB system in 13. Why? You do realize that the reason, I've said this before too, the auto battles there are just to literally make it go faster. So you can feel like it's actually an action RPG. Square Enix has been years trying to do that. I don't know why, like they did it with Final Fantasy 12, guys. And and Final Fantasy 12's battle system is great, and it's still a turn-based RPG. You can play it like that if you wanted to. You don't have to, but you could. Why? Because Square Enix wasn't dumb. Same thing with 13. If you don't want to use the auto battle, you don't have to, boo-boo. We're not making you, you stupid fuck. Seriously, this is just a clown rant. I hope you guys enjoy my rants here and stuff like that. But this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. It's stupid. We should all be celebrating. We should all be happy that these people are playing these games. Like Final Fantasy 13, Expedition 33, or Final Fantasy 4, or 1 through 3, or 1 through 10, or 12. You know? Or these Persona games, or the Shimigami games. I never seen such bullshit in my life. You don't see this with the Shimigami crowd. They stay far away from these fandoms, and I don't blame them. I would too. They stay away from Persona, even though they kind of linked Persona and Shimigami a little bit. They stay away from Persona. They stay away from Kingdom Hearts, Final Fantasy, mainly because they know. Mainly because they know it's just bullshit fandom. I'm not saying they don't have bullshit fandom either, but they stay away from that shit. And I would too. Because that's what I noticed with the Shimigami fan base. They stay away from all of this bullshit. Because all they know is that, hey, Shimigami has been around for a long time, since, I believe, the 70s. Probably one of the oldest RPGs of all time that is still around. Now, if you talk about Dungeons & Dragons, Ultima, and Wizardry, but still, that's different. You know? Let's see. I'll find this out right now before I end this video, because Shin Megami Tensei has been around for such a long time, and without some of those games, you won't even have Pokemon. Or even Dragon Quest V, you won't even have Pokemon. You know? So, like, let's see how. Let's see. Okay. Okay. See, the reason I mentioned 70s is because I think there was like a few things with Shin Megami before it became Shin Megami. You know how sometimes there's prototypes and stuff like that. But yeah, the Shin Megami Tensei began in 1992 with the Japan release of Shin Megami Tensei on October. This means that the series is currently 32 years old as of June 4th of 2025, which is today. This is why I have to do research, guys. This is why I have to show this. Okay, here's the breakdown. 1987, the Megami Tensei series began with Digital Devil Story, Megami Tensei. Then Shin Megami Tensei, the core sub series, began with its Japanese release on the Famicom in 1992, which is the one that everyone recognized still to this day, the one from 1992. But there was one from 1987. Okay? And I believe there was one, and I believe that one was Action RPG? Was that Action RPG? 1987. Well, there was a movie about this, which I have seen the movie. If you haven't seen the Digital Devil Story Megami Tensei movie, you should. You should watch it. You should watch that anime movie. It's quite a watch. It is. It's quite a watch, and we need more anime movies like that. I miss anime movies like that. But so I think there's two versions of this, because I'm trying to look at it really good, because I know there was two, one overhead and one traditionally turn-based RPG, basically. Either that or the overworld view was okay. Yeah, that's what I thought. Digital Devil Story, Shin Megami. Yeah. This was the first one, and it had the moon cycle. The moon cycle was there from the beginning. You know, it's really good too. But again, going back, man, you're going to complain about Final Fantasy 13 when literally Expedition 33 literally winks at Final Fantasy 13. And all of you guys, and some of you guys that talk shit about 13 and playing Expedition 33 don't fucking see it. Going back, what do you think the break meter came from? From their ass? No, I'm getting, like, it's so fucking stupid, man. Was there a break meter in Final Fantasy X? Was there a break meter in fucking Legends of Dragoon? I can look up this shit now. Alright? I can look up this shit now. I don't give a shit. We're right here, right? We're right here, right? What was the inspiration of the break meter? The break meter in Clear Obscure Expedition 33 was inspired by other JRPGs, particularly those with turn-based combat systems. Especially the developers have referenced the Persona series and other JRPGs. It should be RPGs, because it doesn't fucking matter at this point. Like, I've said this before too. Why are we calling it JRPGs if some RPGs are made from America? Are we going to call it American RPGs or WRPGs? And now we have this game, Expedition 33, and people want to call it FRPG, which means frog. This is what I'm talking about, man. It's just RPG. It's just RPG. Action RPG or turn-based RPG or ATB RPG. That is what we should be talking about. Or strategy RPGs. Nothing about this J or WA fucking Nickelback RPG bullshit. No, seriously. Like, get that shit out of your ass now. Because that's one of the reasons why Square Enix was like, why are you saying JRPG? We don't say that here. We say RPG. Or turn-based RPG. Because they know what the fuck they're talking about. But you guys over here saying, oh, see, they're trying to take out the J out of RPG. No shit, as they should. Fucking dumbasses, man. Fucking dumbasses. Fucking dumbasses. Let's see. The break meter. Dealing damage to field ball, target, and basically, yeah. Again, he don't even say it. They say it's Persona influence. The developers have specifically mentioned Persona uses interface. Well, yeah, interface. Yeah, but I'm talking about the break meter. I'm not talking about the interface of the command system of where you battle. Of course, the command system is straight up from Persona 5. Even I knew that. But the break meter is literally an inspiration from Final Fantasy 13. Don't get at me. It's the stagger system. What do you think it's supposed to be? And I've seen so many people that don't understand the stagger system in 13 and fucking, well, the break meter in Clear Obscure. Look, this is coming from a person that I hated the stagger system in 13. I hated it the first time when I first played through it. But then I learned about it. And then eventually it became fun because when you realize how the game played, it wasn't even that bad. All you had to do was do heavy magic or light attacks or heavy attack with light magic. And then the stagger goes up depending what enemy it is. And then when it goes all the way up and they get staggered, you go all the way out by either attacking a lot heavily or using your magic and attack heavily, which would work better using magic and attack heavily. Because sometimes if you just use magic or just attack on the enemy, sometimes they won't do as much damage, and then the stagger meter just goes all the way down really badly. So, because you have to put that gauge up every time, you have to increase the gauge number of the stagger system, if you know how the stagger system works in that game. In Expedition 33, it doesn't do that. What it does is that you have a break meter, and I believe Thunder and Vorso and I believe Emil. I mean, yeah. What is it? Not Emil. Mael can do that too. Vorso can break. I think Mael can break too, but it's mostly Vorso and Gustav. They can break. Again, also with lightning, too. And when you use fire, that helps too a lot too. Burn. Going back, I've seen people that have played this game and they don't use burn. You guys don't know how to play this game, don't you? Apparently, I can't tell you how many times I defeated big, massive bosses just because I used burn. And I've seen people play this game. Some of them are fans of this game, and that's fine. But I've seen some of you guys play this game and don't use burn at all, and wonder why you take it so long, and wonder why the stagger system, the break meter, doesn't full up. It's because you're not using burn. Burn is poison. Use it. There's a difference. If you want to make it challenging, that's fine. But if you're gonna stand there and look like an idiot, look like a sitting duck, then I'm just gonna look at you and be like, you really don't know how to play the game, don't you? Did you read the option? Did you went to the option menu and read all the stuff that these characters can do and stuff like that? Did you get that? Because I read that before I even got to the gameplay. And when the gameplay was showing me, curse, this does that, blight, blight, it does this, and I'm over here like, I know what it does because I read the options. Game, you don't have to tell me when I literally gave a status element on the enemy, and now you're showing me it, or when they do it to me. I already know, game. I saw it. Even Final Fantasy 13 doesn't do that, and other RPGs also. Because look, I get it. Expedition 33 is new, and that's fine. It's new. It's trying to bring people in and stuff like that, and that's fine. That's not the harm to the game. What is harm to the whole, not the game itself, but the whole genre of RPGs in general is when people look at a certain game and they can think it's complete trash, but then when you look at another game that was inspired by it or took some elements from it, they're like, arr, 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 arr. And look, the battle mechanics for Expedition 33 should not be the standard for any RPG. It's good for Expedition 33. It's good for Mario and Luigi Saga and Mario RPG, but it's not good for Dragon Quest. Dragon Quest is not going to do that. I hope not. Dragon Quest is different. Persona is different. They're not going to do stuff like that. Shin Megami is different. Then definitely, I know Shin Megami is definitely not going to do that. Because why are you going to fix that's not broken, Square Enix? Making fucking 15 and 16 fucking action based. Are you high? Are you high? That weight meter that you had in 15 was a little something. You know, I didn't mind it all that much. You know? But overall, it was trying to put a band-aid on something that you was trying to be like, well, it's still action-based. We'll just put something that says wait so you guys can feel like you're actually waiting like a regular turn-based game. And it's funny that I say that because most people don't even like waiting in turn-based games. That's why a lot of people don't like the ATB system. In Final Fantasy 15, when you put the wait thing on, it just says wait with a line and then it keeps going like this. Instead of just moving on, it just shows the wait and be like, all right, you are you done waiting? And then it goes. So, and then you can go wherever you want. That, I don't mind it as much. It would be kind of cool if you did saw that in Expedition 33. Like, hey, if you are waiting for a bit, this is the time that you're waiting on, and it's going to go down diminishingly. But it doesn't have to have that, and that's fine. Final Fantasy 10 didn't have that, and it's better for it. You know? There's other RPG games that don't use the time meter, basically. You know? The time meter or the ATB meter. You know? Because a lot of people... I was surprised how much people didn't like about it. Over the years when I was growing up. You know? How much people just despise that system. And I'm just over here like, why? Oh, because I have to rush, and then I don't want to feel stressed out and stuff like that. And the reason the ATB meter existed, so it can feel like it's action RPG. So if you want to complain that, I mean, I've complained too that Square Enix has lost their way and they went to turn-based, action RPG. Not action, well, somewhat action RPG if you look at 16. Because 16 does a few things that are different from 15. Like 15 is more of an action RPG than 16. At that point, it's basically what Final Fantasy 16 is basically like what Devil May Cry mixed with Legend of Zelda mechanics. It sounds pretty good and badass, but it's all about the execution, you know. Look, if you still don't like Final Fantasy 13, that's fine, but don't talk shit about it to the point that you think it's the plague, or you think that, because when you talk shit like that, it's to the point that people that want to play that game, they don't want to play it, because then they'll be like, well, everyone told me that this is shit, so I'm not playing it. There's a difference between, oh, I'm not going to play that game to tell the company to go screw off, you know. That's why I didn't get Final Fantasy 16 or Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth or Remake. Because I wanted to tell Square Enix, no, I don't give a shit. There's a difference with that, and there's a difference when the game has a cult following and people love it, and people see the flaws, but they don't see the hate. Because again, they understand a few things about it. But when they look at the hatred for 13, it's almost to the point that it's like, did this game kill your mom? Did it give you cancer? No? Then shut the fuck up. And stop crying like a little bitch. You know, we always make fun of shit on the internet. Oh, I have cancer now and shit like, you know. But literally, truly, fully, as an adult, did this game fucking give you AIDS or cancer or COVID? No, it didn't. So shut the fuck up. Shut up. 13, yeah, the villain is not. I wish the villain was just like the Emperor in Final Fantasy 2. You could tell they were trying to do that, but again, like again, it was just timing with the game and everything like that. Because Square Enix with Final Fantasy 13 when they were making the game, there was just so many stuff, you know, and you could say the game suffered for it, but the thing is too, people still loved it, and then Square Enix changed it when they heard the criticisms. When you play 13 too, when your character does die, it does go to the next party member. You know? So if anyone is going to complain that, 13 is not turn-based, that's bullshit. It is turn-based. Even in Lightning Returns, it's still turn-based because the enemy is taking a turn fighting you, and you taking a turn fighting him. Or her. It's just you have to wait for the ball meter to go up so you can actually use those type of attacks that you can use to take down the enemy. You know, 13.2 has a very different mechanic. I mean, 13.3 has a very different mechanic. Lightning Returns has a very different gameplay mechanic. But I mean, what do you expect? There was only one character, you know. So that's why, again, it's so stupid how people would be like, "Oh, it's not considered turn-based if you're playing as one character." Who the fuck told you that? Who the fuck told you that? So okay, Dragon Quest I is not a turn-based game. By your fucking logic, it's not a turn-based game. So is Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII. That's not a turn-based game either. And by your logic with Dragon Quest IV, but by the time you get to the 5th act, you'd be like, oh, so it's not a turn-based game anymore. By your stupid fucking thought. It's so stupid. It's so stupid. And I'm so done with these type of people, man. Either play these games and know the flaws with them and understand from them and maybe learn from them. If you ever make a game or talk about them, or you play another game and you'd be like, oh, you see, this is what I wanted from this game, but it didn't give it to me, and that's fine. But at least this game gave it to me. Because there's other games out here that, hey, if this game didn't give it to you, then another game will. Stupid fucking concept. What do you think Expedition 33 is getting high praise? Because it's giving us something that we've been wanting for turn-based for a long time. Some people want to say 20 years. To be quite honest, if you talk to people that like Final Fantasy 1, 2, and 3 and didn't like the other ones, it's longer than that. So which crowd are you on? From Final Fantasy 1 and from 1 to 3 or 4 to 9? You know? Which crowd are you in? Because there's a gap right there. Final Fantasy 1 and 3, gap. 4 and 9, gap. 10, and 10-2, gap. 12, gap. 13, 13-2, and Lightning Returns, gap. So who can we blame? Ourselves? Or the people that have been bitching? Or is it the people that have been making these games? We have to point the finger at somebody, or we don't have to point the finger at nobody. Have thought about that? Or maybe we should blame ourselves, mainly because we thought a certain RPG should be this way, and then when you get an RPG that's standalone, or you just play as one character and you can help your other party members, apparently that's shit. I didn't know that was shit. I thought that was just a different type of gameplay style. If you don't like it, that's fine. You know? There's people that don't like the Shin Megami gameplay style. I fucking love that type of style. It's something that I wish Clear Obscure Expedition 33 took note of. Because they have great fucking status effects in this game. They just don't use it as much. And that's a problem with me. Because I play Shin Megami so much to the point that I'm, in a way, kind of used to games doing that. But when Clear Obscure didn't do it, I wasn't that pissed off about it. I'm like, hey, it would have been fine to have it, but hey, you don't have it, that's fine. You know? Maybe they do it in New Game Plus. Maybe they do it in a harder difficulty because I'm just in regular difficulty. But again, if they don't do that at all, I'm not going to complain about the game about it. You know? there's people that complain with Final Fantasy IX, the ATB system being slow. And the creators of Final Fantasy IX knew that. So, guess what? You got a weapon, you leveled it up, and guess what happens? You got like a little skill ability that you got. And once you equipped it, it depends what it is. If it's your if it's haste, then that thing's going to be there all the time. Once you start in battle, boom, you can attack. Basically. Then there's float also, then regen. I'm telling you, there's so many good stuff in that game. That's how you know that was a good game, because the developers realized, okay, there's some things here that are miss, are kind of like, yeah, the battle system's kind of slow, but we do got this to make the battle system go faster. So it's like, okay, there. And I'm not even talking about when they re-released this on the Switch and other consoles. I'm talking about the original hardware on the PS1. You know? So, again, the game is slow, but once you got the certain stuff that you need to get, you're good. You're golden. You know? Final Fantasy IX, encourages you to take the weapons that you have and keep them, so you can level them up. And sometimes it's good to have two weapons, the same weapons, because then you can sell them for a better item, I believe. So again, that's really it, guys. That's really it. Again, this whole bullshit of I don't even know how to name the title, and I probably should not even name the title Final Fantasy 13. I mean, yeah, Final Fantasy 13 versus Clay Obscura. I should not even say that. I should probably title this video differently, but it will be called Klown RANT. People, I don't know what's the title of this video, man. You let me know, guys. If I made the right title, let me know. But if I put a title that doesn't really make sense, let me know too. But like, hey, it should be called this. And if it sounds good, I'll put it, because I know you guys could. I know some of my subscribers could think of really good stuff of some of video titles. Really good. So that's really it, guys. Be safe. And enjoy turn-based RPGs. Yes, there's some good out there, and there's some bad out there. But there's also ones that are pretty decent, like 13, and want to be part. Like, what is it? Final Fantasy 13. When I look at Final Fantasy 13, like, there was so many stuff that it could have happened with the original with Final Fantasy 13 when it was being developed. But the game that we got, I don't hate it. I love it. I love that the game that we got. So every time I hear Square Enix being like, "Oh, we should remake 13," I'm over here like, all am I asking for is a fucking remaster, and maybe you adding certain details for maybe characters, and certain certain characters, and that's it. That's all you need to do, and give me the gameplay right away, basically, so I can be like, oh, I want this character to be this type of I want this character to be this type of battle, or this character to be this type of battle, you know? So I feel like people need to learn how to love Final Fantasy 13 and other games that are like Final Fantasy 13, like Dragon Quest 4 or Dragon Quest 1. Because if you're going to play with 13, you can't play Dragon Quest 4 or you can't play Dragon Quest 1. Yeah, I fucking said it. I fucking said it.